Hi, David here with SuicideFishing.com, Suicide Fishing Facebook, and Suicide Fishing TV YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, just want to give you a blog, not a reel, a blog, chatting about what we've accomplished on the interior of the boat. I want to try to keep this short. I did another blog previous to this. It was 23 minutes. And it was just too long. So here it is, guys. Take a look at this wheel, guys and gals. so here's what we've got. As you probably have seen in my other blogs and videos, we had everything mocked up. We had the floor in, we had the sides and the gunnel caps all in. And now it's just a matter of putting them in and securing them and, excuse me, getting it ready for fiberglass. Now this is all marine plywood, and so here where I'm at, they don't have 1/2 inch, it's only 3/8 and 3/4. And so if you want anything special, you got to have it shipped in. And as anybody knows who's been here in the Philippines for any length of time, it gets hugely expensive. So you go with what you've got. And so the decking is what's called Santa Clara marine plywood. It's the highest quality you can get on this island, and this is 3/8. So what we did was, once it's mocked up, we pulled it out and we took our fiberglass resin, the epoxy resin, and on the bottom side we painted it up. We got it on there nice and thick, and then placed the same thing, the epoxy resin, on the frames. And then we screwed it down. And we screwed it down with the stainless, as you can see, stainless steel screws. Get it in there nice and tight. We had to cut around the plumbing, and we are putting, if you can take a look at this, this is on the seams. We're placing what's called non-sog epoxy on it. And it's an epoxy resin. It's thick. It's non-sog, which I'm sure most of you know that you can use that while it's wet. So in wet environments like the ocean. And then we put, you can't see it, but in there's a bunch of sawdust, so we thickened it up. And we are sealing up the seams and covering everything. And then we're going to follow the same thing with the sides, and we're going to get ready to do the epoxy resin on the inside. And again, this is all marine ply. There's the gunwale caps, and so and it's epoxy. It's, you know, this stuff is supposed to be really good to handle the water, but I want this thing to last forever. So every last piece of wood has got a minimum of one heavy coat and a maximum of 3 coats of applied while it's still tacky, not one on top of a dried coat. So we can get that, we want that strong mechanical bond if it's dried, so we'll sand it down if necessary. Otherwise, we will apply wet coat after wet coat until we get what we want. And the reason why so much is because even though this is marine ply, it still soaks up the resin. And I can attest to it soaking up liquids. As you can see, there's my coffee over there. I would say that there's at least 3 cups of coffee that this marine ply has soaked up throughout the build on this. So anyhow, and if you look, and when we did this, we pre-drilled it all. So it's all pre-drilled. Even the gunwale caps, you'll see we've got it pre-drilled here. And instead of fiberglassing that while after it's secure, we're going to fiberglass everything except for the seams and get those gunwales cleaned up and very nicely polished Well, as good as we can get. And the reason for that is like right here. Now, I'm a perfectionist, but that's a little bit of epoxy resin that managed to leak from somewhere. And I've got 2 places that it has. And I mean, at 3 feet away, you can't see it, but I notice it, especially after all the work we put into that paint. And so we're going to do the gun whale caps separate, and we'll anchor them in there, and we'll just what we'll do is we'll mask that all off, and then we will manage the epoxy, thickened epoxy, as it squeezes out, and we're going to use that non-sog. And so once it squeezes out, because remember on the gun whale caps, we're going to have about 1 inch away from the paint on the outside, which has been routed with an 1/8 inch router top and bottom. So when it comes out, we'll take some water, and we'll clean off the excess, and then we will take the wet rag and water and smooth it out really nice and get it as small as possible. And so, because we just want it to be looking clean. And then once that's done, we will paint it. And we're going to paint the gun whale caps the same color as the center console. It's going to be blue. And then once that is done, we will be mounting the engine. And then I got to figure out where our holes will be for the bilge. And then I'm thinking that we're going to have maybe a hole drilled for a live well. Not sure exactly yet. Then what else do we have right here? As you can see, we're gonna build a bench here, but this is gonna hold we're gonna have 2 24-liter gas cans in here, and it goes right there, one there and one there. But we are going to have a separate piece of fiberglass plywood that we will lay down in there in this section. And the reason why is because I want access to the bottom of the transom when we drill holes or have to add bolts or things of that nature, just in case. I want to be able to take a look at that. And then also the amount of water that may get into the bilge. And so I just want to be able to monitor that. But it'll be also a bench seat going across there with 3 different sections that you can pull out individually, but it'll all be padded seating there, which we can change later. They need to be lockable because of the gas cans. They have a tendency of walking off, as some of you may have experienced. And so we'll lock those up. And the hardware, by the way, the hinges that we have, obviously I need hinges for the seating here and for the electronics inside of the center console. Also the bench, the seat there for the center console. And there's also going to be a casting deck and an ice box up front here. Again, we need hinges and locks, and lockable locks. So these are some of the things that we are currently working on. We're not going to get it all done immediately. It takes forever to import the hardware for a boat, and so we're gonna what they call here mano mano. We're just gonna get it in the boat, and it'll still be a work. Get the boat in the water, and it'll still be a work in progress. And so once we get the center console in, we're gonna plumb. We got the plumbing here, and here's the cool thing about this. This will come up. That plumbing is just for electrical to come up inside the gun whale, And if you can see, this is hidden. The plywood will be right up against the frames. And then I can run electrical up under there, and it's hidden and it's easy to access. The other thing I want to do is do strip lighting. So we'll have strip lights under all of that, and it will light up. And it'll be a multicolor remote control, and it will light up the entire deck. And I can make it to where it's green, it's blue, it's red, it's white. I can hook it up to music, and it will be just like a disco ball, you know. And then if that's the case, you know, and that's the other thing, gonna have a Android head unit in there that will play music, Wi-Fi, as you know, as because you never know. You know how, guys. I know many of you guys taking your wives with you to go fishing, and they're bored to death, absolutely bored to death. Are you finished yet? Are you, you know? And I'll call you a liar if you haven't experienced that. But it's nice to have a 10-inch screen that's got everything is so wide. You guys know what it is, just like inside of a car. And you can play movies. You can watch your daytime drama while you're out there fishing and having a good time. Or, like me, I like music while I'm fishing. So that is one of the reasons why I want a stereo. And so, anyhow, Android head unit. So, yeah, and then the casting deck. With those disco lights going with the, we can turn that into a dancing deck, you know. For all you X-Generation guys out there and girls, you know, Saturday Night Fever, you remember that? So, but that's about it. That's just about what we've got going on. The trailer, just a quick note on the trailer. You can't really see it, but that's a tilt trailer. Those guides are a little bit too high for this boat, but I'm not going to change it until we get the boat on there, and then I will cut those down a little bit lower. And so I've got everything we need for this. It's tilt, so we can do the beach launches easy enough. But we got to finish that up, get it painted up, and it will be Battleship Gray, just like that truck right there that's going to pull it. And if you notice, it's the red and black sort of accents there. Same with this boat here, Battleship Gray, red and black accents. We will have the sponsors down here. Jason at GFF right there, who gave me a absolute killer deal on my engine. And he's over out of Davao, Philippines. So any of you guys that are sitting here in the Philippines wondering about an engine, he does all the service. He's an American, does American quality. I highly recommend him. And the guy is just full of energy. When you ask a question, it's overkill. He gives you lots of information back, which is highly unusual. It's just, it's refreshing. I like it. And then we also have Harold from Coastline. Where is it? Right there. And so Harold, Coastline Tackles. He's got all the local tackle gear here in the island I'm on, Palawan. Just an absolute wonderful family. He's highly involved in the community, and he's well known and an extremely likable person. And both of those gentlemen are going to have their logos right here. We got to put them on there and then put a clear coat on there. And so anyhow, so yeah, Battleship Gray on the back to what we were talking about. Battleship Gray right there. And then this trailer is going to be the same thing, Battleship Gray. So we have a theme going on there. So that's it in a nutshell. That's a long nutshell. So I want just to give you guys a little bit of information what we've got going on. It's a little bit of a longer blog, but it's straight to the point. So yeah, I want you to do something. I want you to say hello to your family members. Tell whoever it is friends nearby, call them up, talk to them face to face, tell them you love them. Life is short. You'd be surprised what can happen in a blink of an eye, and all of a sudden someone's gone. Go out, give your loved ones some hugs and kisses. All right, that's my recommendation, always my recommendation. So anyhow, just so you know, I'm having a great day. I'm tired, but I am absolutely having a wonderful day. And I hope you have an even better day than I'm having. So this is David signing off. SuicideFishing.com, Suicide Fishing Facebook, and Suicide Fishing TV YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Go over there and take a look at my videos. I've got a lot of them in, and I'm getting more. I'm a little bit behind. But take a look at them, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.